Audio. Testing 1 2. Sorry about this. I should have worked this out before I started the stream. Is it going now? Alright. Cool. Sorry about that. I was trying to stream without using a headset, but I guess that's not working very well. Oh well. Alright, there we go. So, you can tell by the title. I don't know, 6 viewers. Wow. Thank you guys all for watching, all for tuning in. You can tell by the title. This is going to be a chill stream, chill live stream, just work session on a commission model that I've got. So the Boco Productions, thanks for watching. The backstory behind this is I'm building, long story short, I'm building a model for the Road Museum of Pennsylvania. And the model is, if I can pull up an image. Actually, I have an image. Austin, thanks for watching. Lag. This guy right here. That is, if you've been to the museum in Strasbourg, they have an EMU car, which is a class EPA, and it's number 800. So I'm really excited to build a commission model finally. So this is really something for me. I'm really happy about it. I'm glad I can have this opportunity. So I'm hey Brixar is watching. Wow. Thank you for watching, Brixar. Good to see you. Sorry I haven't like watched any of your videos recently. I've been so busy with other stuff. I need to. Thank you for watching. Really nice of you. Yeah, so Kale's watching as well. Hey Kale. So the I've been working with one of the representatives from the museum to coordinate their new just their revamped display in I forget what it's called. It's like the part of the museum that's supposed to appeal to younger audiences. Kentucky Rail, thank you for watching. Um, it's a part of the museum that like appeals to younger audiences. They have like more interactive stuff there, and they have a Lego layout in there if you've ever been. And so they're reworking on that, and they're reworking that, and I am working on the Reading EPA that's in the museum, so that the guy that I've been working with can build it himself. So this is pretty exciting. This is really cool. So I can show you guys what I have so far. I've got a starting point. I'm gonna delete some of this real quick. Hold on. Should make my computer run a little bit smoother. Am I gonna put lights in it? That's not up to me. All I'm doing is just the model. And then when I'm done with it, I'm going to be sending the LDD file to my my contact at the museum. So let me screen share, making sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. I commission you to build a 1-to-1 scale CNO Allegheny. You'd have to pay me for that one. Yeah, it would be a lot of money. Let me screen share. Come on, where's I've live streamed before. This is I should know how to do this. My goodness. It doesn't help having a computer that's getting gradually slower. You should be seeing, there you go. Let me bring up the chat again. I have $3. Steam Bricks, thank you for watching. I'm building a Reading electric multiple unit, specifically the one that's at Strasbourg. My contact at the museum, his name is Troy. He was very nice, kind enough to send me some really nice drawings and really good detail of the Reading EPA at the museum. So I've been using those to get a jump start on this model, and I'm enjoying it so far. So what we're gonna do, I've kind of got 2 iterations of the design right now. The difference is in the steps. If you'll give me a few. Wow. So yeah, a lot of this is not my original design. I posted this on my Instagram before. This is a Bud RDC, RDC1 specifically, that I got from another builder. His name is Matt Senge. Um, he did this a while back. He did the New York, New Haven, and Hartford, New York, New Haven, and Hartford RDC1, and he was kind enough to send me his model, and I revamped it a little bit for a different RDC1. So I kind of use that as a starting point for my EPA due to uh, the curved sides, the angled sides. So I've kind of used that as a jumping off point and going from there. I figured out that the model was really tall. This is 11 studs from the rail height, which is represented by this black tile here, and then 11 studs to the top of here. And that's where my roof line should be, and I'm a good bit over that, so I'm going to work to bring it down. If it ends up going tall, worse things have happened, and as Kale will tell you, I have, I care more about other things than getting the height perfectly right. I'm usually a little tall anyways, so that's just part of it. But yeah, this is where we're starting at. I've kind of spent a lot of time already getting the steps to the way I like them and making sure I can include this cow catcher here. I use the 1x2 grilled slopes. Frisco 1522, thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm always open to commission work. It's just usually most people aren't truly serious about commissioning a model. So, it's one of those things. I only know personally of a handful of people who have actually successfully completed a commission before, Kale being one of them. But I would like to join that club at some point. 1 second while I answer a message. I have to keep my phone on me while I stream just in case something should happen. And if you hear a lot of background noise, I am doing laundry. Gotta live normally. So right now I've kind of been scratching my head about how to bring the ends down, or the entire car down rather, so far. And so I think I'm going to be able to do that pretty comfortably. Um, kind of getting all the details in as I can. Like if you notice, there's a lot of open space underneath the door. Then there's the windows on the ends. This door is inset. There's a little bit of a rain gutter here. I can't get that one in, but everything that I can put in, I will be. And I'm building this model so it can just be powered by 9-volt motors. There'll probably just be one at one end, and I'll probably build some decorative sides that somewhat represent the truck that they have on the real EPA. So we'll see. Just this is just where we're starting at right now. So the rest of it is obviously still to come, but you know, got to start somewhere. Probably going to be a little bit of a lengthy process. I probably should have been better about this earlier, I guess. I would have liked to have started on this earlier than I did, but just other obligations that I've had just prevented me from doing so. So I wasn't able to. But you know, what can you do? So like I said, if you just joined, this is going to be a pretty relaxed live stream. I'm not planning on doing too much that is like really involved, other than just obviously working on this EPA. So we'll see what we can do this evening. Hopefully it turns out really well. Like I said, I'm excited about this. For some reason that didn't want to go on. Wait. Let's move this out of the way first. Trying to find out where this conflicts. Thanks, Aunt Anna. Thank you very much. This should just stud right into here. I'm not sure quite what's going on there. Let's give this another shot. See if we can take it one level at a time. So let's see where the problem lies. Okay, so that's fine. Then we should be able to, bam, that, and then I think the problem lies in the doors. That would make a lot of sense. Okay, yeah, that would seem about right. I've always been trying to get I've been trying to get better at getting the scale of something right. The height specifically. Yeah, see, this is not liking it for some reason. I might have to add an extra plate underneath it for, I don't know why though. It worked before. We'll see. See what's going on. Still don't like it. Hmm. All right, so I bet you I can put the door on and okay, so yeah, that's fine. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm troubleshooting this thing so far, and you know, never can quite tell what's gonna happen with LED. It's always weird. Kind of just approaching it using the onion method to approach it in layers. That's not really a thing. I just made that up. Okay. So it seems that there's confliction around here. So this, if I'm correct, should be okay. So that's normal. That's not offset. And then this connects to here. I might end up just having to rebuild some of this, just rebuild it as such. But okay, so that I think is where the problem lies. I can put this brick on this jumper, or can I not? I can put that on. Oh, well, there's part of the problem is that I'm off-centered. There we go. So can I put this 1x2 on? I can. Let's go ahead and make that a corner plate while we're at it. Shrek method. Brickstar got that reference. Okay, so for some reason it doesn't like overlapping this. Oh, it's probably because, yeah. It's got like that weird, LDD is so weird. It's got like this, like sometimes you'll find that there's like a weird kind of, you know, quarter plate offset or like one LDU uh, unit, L draw unit. Good talking point, by the way. For those of you who don't know, Lego is mentioned, or Lego, as far as like the community goes, Lego is measured in a unit called LDU, which is equivalent to 1.6 millimeters. 5 LDU equals a stud. So therefore, one stud is 5 LDU, and 2 LDU equals 3.6 millimeters equals one plate. As common Lego math will dictate, 2.5 plates equals one stud. A lot of people get that wrong. They think it's 3 plates equals one stud. How come I haven't converted to using LDRAW? That's a very good question. I need to, because eventually I'm going to have to start taking on more of that work for Brick Model Railroader. It's just I haven't yet. Um, Good question. James Box, thank you for joining the stream. Good to see you around. Trying to figure out. I'm going to leave this gap open. Yeah, let's see here. It would be good for renders. You're right, it would be. Um, let's, you know what? You know what? I gotta figure out what's going on with this door. For some reason I cannot put a second plate there, but there's no reason I shouldn't be able to. This is one of those things where LDD is just being very, very weird, very irritating sometimes. So, if you see what I mean, that by definition should work. Like if I built this in real life, it would just sit normally, but LDD just doesn't like it for some reason. It's got to do with just all of this craziness going on here. This is weird as well. So, you know, there's only so much I can do. Usually what I'll do in a situation like this is just kind of leave this open, and then when I finalize the build, I'm always sure to make notes, and um, when I go to build it in real life, that is, I'll um, catch it and um, be sure to fix it. So we're just gonna do that for now. I wonder if I can do this thing on the other side. Wonder if the same problem exists. Yes, it does. Okay, that's great. LDD, you're being very helpful so far. I'm not even sure if these parts exist in reddish in dark green. So let me see about that real quick. Always got to keep Bricklink open when I do anything like that, or any serious building, because you never know what might or might not exist. Okay, so that's not too bad. You can get an. I'm keep that part down. Keep that part use down, but I can technically do that. Okay. Yeah, LDD gets really weird. Obviously, it can clearly be seen by what I'm currently working on. Um, yeah, sorry, I had to double check myself. You see if try the turn it off and turn it back on method. I doubt that'll change anything, but correct. Okay. Louis, thank you for joining the stream. I'm building this model for the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. Um, always save your work, by the way. Don't need that. So now I'm getting a lot closer, as you can see, to my roof height, but still I'll be over. Definitely by about a stud, so maybe a little bit more than just over a stud, just under a stud. We'll call it a stud. Um, I'm inclined to call that okay though, because I have to maintain the look. I have to include all the details like the windows, the correct number of windows. I need to maintain the door. You know, a lot of details that I have to make sure that I am including properly and accurately. So the height is usually something that suffers, because usually train motors like this, especially when you do use an actual train motor, is usually extremely tall and sits a lot higher up off the rails than. There's my laundry done. Sits a lot higher up off the rails than a regular model would. So something to watch out for. And usually that's where the discrepancy is. Um, Something like this is just often very difficult um, to work out in that nature. Chains in the doorway. I actually did consider that. I haven't gotten to that point yet. That would be more like a final detail thing that I can always come back and um, look at later. I wonder if I move this up, can I do this instead? I think it looked like I needed to put the doors higher up anyways. Okay, so that didn't change anything. Why did that not change anything? That's where the door should be. I'm so confused. I'm really confused right now. That's where the door should have been. My goal, oh wow. My goal was to leave a plate gap here to represent the gap underneath the door here. But then I must have miscounted something somewhere. So, we're oh well. That's what I wanted to do with it. Kind of sits, the door does kind of sit a little low now. I'm gonna build that up another plate, and then we'll put another plate up under there. Or maybe we'll leave the gap as 2 plates. I don't know. We'll see. But that door definitely needs to sit higher. If you look at the top line of this window, the top line of the door window, there's clearly a difference there. In Lego terms, it would be roughly a plate. Enough in my mind to uh, warrant there being an actual difference in the vertical height of that door. So I'm going to move it up um, a second plate. We'll just tack that on there for now. Get this back. Bang. Get our door back. Bang. Flush with this. Open here. Okay, moving forward. What I'm gonna do is line another a line of 1x plates down the line, down this outside line here underneath, so I can make this line and this line flush. So this 1x8 plate would be a good place to start with that. I think is looking at the position of the wheels relative to the steps. I don't think I can do much about that, right? Because I have to have the cow catcher in there. I don't have a much better way of attaching that currently. I can come back and look at it later if I feel like it. So we're gonna go with that for now. Okay, cool. I'm gonna make that longer. Do it 1x12. I think 1x12s might exist in dark green. I don't know. I can always come back and change that as well. I always try to make the base as sturdy as I can by whatever means, by almost whatever means necessary. Um, so it's always kind of a you know stability is definitely one of the more important things, especially when building something like this for dang it for some what? Hold on. Hmm. Something's going on, but I think I'm okay with it. um. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be okay with that. We'll see. For now, I'm okay with it. We'll say. I mean, the door looks okay. I'm on. If you saw what I did, I'm connected to the anti-studs instead of the actual uh, where the studs usually go. I'm connected to one of these guys here on the doorway, which it looks okay. I mean, I'm not really upset about it. It's just I'm confused. Like everything should be in normal dimensions because like that just goes a little bit past that plate. I'm so weird. I'm weirded out right now, but it's working so far, so I'm gonna leave it. And we'll continue forward. I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna do one, two, one, two, three. Let me double check to make sure this part is available in dark green. As soon as it loads in. Good morning, John. Thank you for watching. All right, 1x8. 1x8 is a good idea. Thanks, Kale. Too bad there isn't more of a olive green. I definitely agree. 87087. I'm not convinced this part comes in dark green. I want to make sure. Comes in dark blue though. Looks like it does come in dark green. Okay, I was just thinking about it incorrectly. Good. Yeah, I would really love to see a Pullman green from Lego, but Lego's Lego, so that'll never happen. And so what we can do is one of these numbers. Buy. Do one of these, and then why didn't I think of that before? That's actually a really good solution. What I'm doing right now is go away. What I'm doing right now is adding a little bit of. Why would you work the way I want you to? Do that and that, and then what we can do is another one of these, and then that. Same thing on the other side. Oop. Bang, unhide, paint, bang, 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 bang. Come on, there we go. Okay, then we add back in the that 2, 3. Sweet. So now there's less of a gap there, and I can line this all the way down. Cool. We'll leave that there for now. Moving right along, it's definitely shorter than it was, which I'm happy about. It did take me a while, an uncomfortably long time to figure out how to do the steps well. But I did. I think I got it pretty well. They're attached to the motor, so they'll swing out. It's not something that I wanted to do, but something that I had to do. because I wanted to get all these details on there, and I wanted it to be I did want to be able to couple another car onto it because it's an MU. Obviously, you want to be able to have more than one if you want to. So um, obviously I had to put the coupler actually on there. I mean, it's always a possibility to just not have a coupler on there because the museum, I don't believe, will build a second copy of this. But for the future, this is possibility of becoming a BMR thing. So we'll see about you know I wanted to put the coupler on there just because it's good. It's good practice. Excuse me. Good practice. Throw that down on there. Paint. Okay. I'm also planning to build what I can of the cab interior, which would be the A end. I believe this is the A end. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is the A end. Nicholas, thank you for joining the stream. Hope you enjoy. Um, Troy at the museum sent me some nice drawings of um the actual master controller that they had in the MUs or these particular ones. So it'd be nice to actually model that roughly, um, and have that as a nice feature, even though nobody will ever see it, because that's a good way to do things. Oh well. There's definitely a lot more daylight under here, but I can't do too much about that because I need the steps to be 3 studs wide and I need mounting points for the end details, and it has to actually be somewhat stable so I can actually um you can actually run without being worried about destroying it. So gotta go with it for now. I put this other 1x6 plate under here just because I think that'll help a little bit with the steps when they swing out. We'll see. I'm not sure. Actually, it might be advantageous to build up that inside part. I'll come back to that. Come back to that. Okay, so I need to do some calculations. 57 studs end to end. I already did that calculation. That's good. So I'm gonna get rid of all this nonsense going on out here. Clean up my workspace. All right, end to end 57 studs. So we'll take this and then oh, take this first. Do that. Actually, we'll move it here. It'll be easier visually to see. So that's 10, and then 20. That's a 12, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's how long it should be end to end. That's considerable. So what we can do. The nice thing about building a car like this is that once I have one end comfortable, I can just do bang, and then I think that's the right lineup. Bang. I should need to move it another stud farther out, I think. Yep. You just copy one end and paste it on the other end. So that's roughly what we're looking at. That's a nice length. I like that. This is gonna work out pretty well, I think. So we're gonna keep going with this. All right. So how many windows on this car? Look up with the drawing that I have in front of me, rather. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 windows. Write that down. Now I'm always big on the actual spacing of the windows. So what I usually do is grab a window, grab a straight window, and then I usually will run a a line down here, just spacing the windows out until I get it to where I'm comfortable with it. So I'm going to do that for starters. The window spacing on here is a little awkward, but I think it's going to work out well enough, I hope, anyways. So it's 4, 8. Dang it. We're going to get really close, I feel. Okay. I'm not going to quite get it. And then we'd have, okay, so that puts me right there. So I'm missing about 2 studs So I probably will just end up having to remove one window. So that should actually, wait, I think I might have too many windows. That's 22. Yeah, I have too many windows. That actually helps. So should be 1 on either end plus 18. Okay. And that actually works out perfectly. So the way I'm doing this is just the way I'm looking at this car is that there should be 2 studs here, 1 stud here, and then no gaps between the windows, and then the same thing on the mirrored image on the same end. It's harder to see here, but on the drawing that I have in front of me, it's a lot more obvious about this being 2 studs, this being 1 stud, and then there being no gaps in between these windows. The drawing that I have looks a little bit different from the car. Um, so we're going to actually, I'm looking at, okay, I'm seeing a difference now. The windows are allocated differently on each side. I'm glad I caught that. So one side, um, looking at the A end, which I'm defining this one as the A end. So I'm actually gonna do myself a favor here. A. A end. So by A end, I mean this is where I'll put the MU receptacle or the master control. Painted Train Productions, thanks for watching. Wow, there's 14 people watching. Hope you guys are enjoying, by the way. Um, sorry, I haven't been interacting with the chat as much. If you guys have some questions, I'd be happy to answer them while we're hanging out. Um, Sam, I'm working on a model of the Reading MU at the museum in Strasbourg for the museum in Strasbourg for their entertainment junction. I think that's what it is. I forget what it is. Um, for where they had their Lego layout, they want an EPA model to have in there. So this should be actually that's 21 windows. Shoot, I'm off on one side. Let me double check my math here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 6, 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, okay, so sorry about that. The way I'm looking at this car, it's one window here, and then there should be 18 windows in between both of those. So I have 19 currently, so I've got an extra 2 studs that I need to remove. Um, hmm. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that just yet. I might increase the distance in this and this. That might be the best option. It's very close. It's the assuming that this is the A end. I'm looking at the drawing in the same way that you're looking at the car here, and so it's very close. So right now what I have is this is where the door is right there, and then the same thing on the other side, 2 stud gap. This is just wall, this is just wall, same thing here and here. But the way I'm looking at it on the drawing is that this gap and then this gap in the windows, obviously same thing over here, but these 2 gaps are very, very close in lateral distance. I could do with measuring this physically, so I'm gonna do that real quick, see what happens. It's always kind of a difficult thing to do, um, stuff like this. Okay, so just from looking at it, the smaller gap is about 20 inches. The larger gap is about 2 feet. So it's a difference of 4 inches. So I'm just going to make it so that they're both the same and they're both 2 studs. So the difference of 4 inches is less than a half a stud worth of difference in real life or on the model. So I'm just going to go with that, and then we'll work from there. Bricksar says, I was wondering if the geometry of Lego windows sometimes make it difficult to get the exact number. It often does. I built several passenger cars. In fact, I've got a passenger car in the works. Well, I haven't worked on it in a while, but I've got one where I'm trying to get the right amount of windows lengthwise, but the car is too short. Even though the car is like several studs longer than this, it's like out here. Even though it's that much longer, it's so difficult to actually get the correct number of windows. So in a case like that, I usually will just throw as many as I can. Um, I usually will just throw as many as I can on the model just to make it look a little bit more correct, but it's still very difficult. But I'm happy with this. So that should be 20 windows, correct? And then so the other side is actually different. Looking at the other end of the car, so I'm going to move these out just a little bit. Keep my mock-up doors for the scale. So I need to use a different drawing looking at the other end of the car. Actually, that is the different end. Okay, so looking at the other end of the car, I'm looking at the drawing. I'm going to move this, by the way. You can go over there. So looking at the drawing this way, um, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, plus one window. So to me, I'm seeing, and then the difference in length comes on this end, because there's according to the interior drawing, there's a saloon here. It's what it's called as a saloon, but it's really just a bathroom or a lavatory. So I'm seeing that the windows on this side should match that side all up until about here. And then I think I should have, I'll have to see. To look at that. Okay. Add them in, flip them around. Okay, let me double check again. 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 plus 1 windows. I can write it down like that. It'll be a little bit easier. Okay, so that should be 19 windows right there. Yes, okay, so that does make things a little bit difficult. Because there's not really as much of a gap here as I'm getting. But it looks like the windows are matching in distances up until that backspace, which I'm looking at the diagram and it certainly looks that way. Which is annoying. USS Baltimore, thank you for joining the stream. Hope you enjoy. Currently scratching my head over distancing issues with Windows. I'm probably just way too picky, but I'm unapologetic, so. 20 windows. Oh, wait, that says 20 windows. Okay, so I can add this one in and then feel a little bit better about things. Okay, so ideally, guys, I would like to have, ideally, the windows, I have one extra stud here. In my mind, ideally the windows would come out to this stud, but I don't want to add any extra space here or anywhere else in this line because then they wouldn't match the windows on the opposite side, which they do all up until right about here. And this is the correct number of windows for both sides, so I'm going to go with this and we'll leave it at that. I'm going to select all them, 21, correct number. Cool. I'm going to match these. I'm going to leave 6 studs in between as 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'll do us real well. I'm going to set them off to the side. If I can select them all. Come on. There we go. And you all go over there. You can delete the doors. Stand indoors. Yeah, compromises are always a thing. It's discrepancies of a stud is usually not that big a deal to me. So, you know, kind of just got to pick and choose where you want your detail to be. So, usually I find I don't have a problem with it. I'm going to check and see what the larger sizes of plates are available in dark green. Whenever I watch you live stream, I always get the motivation to try and make a boxcar on LDD. Well, I hope you do. I'm glad that I can be so inspiring. By the way, I know where you can get instructions for a boxcar. Shameless BMR plug. 6x8 is not available in dark green. Okay, 4x8 should be though, if I remember correctly. Yep, plenty of them. Okay. Didn't mean to open my files. Okay, close that. So okay, we're doing pretty good still. We're doing pretty good. Car's shorter physically. I think we're doing okay. Just gotta actually make the base of the car. So darn, I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Okay, we're gonna do that. Gotta put a center. I gotta put the center sill of this car in. By the way, gotta do that. Make sure I do that. So wait, hold on. Oh, okay. And then fill in that gap. Bang. Okay. Paint. LED crashes as soon as you rip. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we're obviously gonna get a weird number of studs here, so I'm gonna need to do that. And then what we might do is decrease this to, actually it's not really gonna matter. What we might do is that to stagger it. That's probably a good idea. Just little things that you pick up on after a while, and just how to make your bases as strong as they reasonably can be. I don't know if Brickstar is still watching, but I'm still holding him to building a more realistic locomotive. You guys should too. Wait, hold on. It's weird. Hold on. Hold the phone. What's going on here? Unless my eyes deceive me, that's an even number of studs. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. This is in line. Let's see about this side. This should be as well. And it is. What in the world? I'm counting an even number of studs, even though there should not be. Then I have one. Thinking about how many rows of one that I have. So that's 4. Then it's 4, 8, 9, 11, 13, 17, 18, 22, 26. Uh, shoot, I lost count. I can't look at the chat and count at the same time. Oh, oh, wait. I think there's an extra half a stud at each end. So the main part of the body should be an even number of studs. And then the extra half stud comes in here due to the angle. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm going with that. I'm going with that explanation. We're gonna. All right, so we're gonna do away with all this nonsense here, and so the main part of the body will actually be an even number of studs. That makes things a bit easier actually. It's really nice. USS Baltimore. The instructions I was talking about is just the brick model railroader instructions that are available from brickmodelrailroader.com. Premium instruction kit. You get the what? You get the I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to the ball bearing wheel sets, and the brick arms used in the build. You get the printed instructions, the box. Everything's presented really nice. Really good kit. Um, I'm not paid by BMR, even though I'm like half of BMR. But if I have to, I do maintain that if I were on the buying end of something like a premium instructions uh, kit, I would buy something like what Brick Model Railroader has. Just being the detail nut that I am, we pack a lot of detail into those cars, and we certainly show that with the history article that we include in each one. Okay, so now what I'm doing is trying to figure out what a better way to do this is that makes it a little bit more stable. I might not need to do that even still. Let's see. Have you ever gotten down to like the last of your apple cider drink and then it's all just the spices in it? And it's like you don't even want to drink it because it's going to be so spicy. That's where I'm at right now. Hmm. I'm gonna leave it here for a little bit, guys. I'll be back in just a few minutes. What can I leave the stream on that's like visually appealing? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it on my RDC one and move this out of the way again. You guys can look at my RDC one. I'll be back in a few minutes. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. What I'm gonna do now is remove the screen share and keep the camera on me for a while. Reason for this is because I do take my models seriously. There is a certain level of exclusivity or confidentiality I have to maintain with them. Um, there have been just enough issues in both the recent and not recent past where people have been able to profit off of other people's work, which is just a terrible thing. Um, it's definitely one of the quickest ways to get blacklisted by me in this hobby is if you do something like that. So, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but there's just enough issues where I need to make sure that I protect myself and the work that I put into my models. So I'm gonna unscreen share for a little while, and I'll be able to interact with the chat a little bit more now that I can, you know, have it in a more prominent place on my computer screen. So if you guys have questions, I'd be happy to answer them while I do some of this work here. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stream. Probably not for too much longer. Maybe another 30 minutes or so. But yeah, like I said, if you guys have questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Should I buy the T1 Trust T1 instructions? I would. It supports a great cause. I already have the instructions from Tony Sava. They're basically the same thing. But I would buy them to support the T1 Trust. I like what they're doing a lot, even if you don't personally agree with the fact that they're interested in breaking the speed record. Um, I think that's kind of a petty argument to make. I'm going to be honest here, and I'm not just saying this because I'm an American. I have a huge amount of respect for the A4 Pacifics, the entire A class Pacifics in general. I have an incredible amount of respect for them, and to me, it's not really much of a case of, oh, they're just trying to beat it so they can have an American flag behind the world speed record. I don't think that's it. I think it's just a literal case of the T1s could supposedly break that record. I think they want to see if they could actually do it, which I think is okay. Although I do understand, believe me, I know it. You know, I might not have much ground to stand on, but I do understand the want to keep Mallard's record with Mallard. It's the amount of the engineering that went into those specifics by Sir Nigel Gresley, and absolutely incredible work. I will argue to the end of the earth with anyone that those are some of the best examples of railroad engineering in history. So I went on a rant there. I apologize for that, but I would buy the T1 Trust instructions. Definitely. It's a cool model. Nice 8 wide T1. Obviously, I think really the best one that you can find right now. I know Kale wants to build his someday, but you know, it'll be down the road. I gotta define my window height now. I gotta look at the drawings again, see what we got going on. Oh, this is weird. These drawings are weird. I'm looking at the pictures and looking at the drawings, and there's discrepancy. There's a fair enough amount of there's enough going on that's different with the drawing and the pictures that I've been looking at that I'm gonna need to do a couple of changes here. I want to keep it accurate to the drawing. I feel the drawing would be more correct uh, to maintain the accuracy too. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna retrace my steps a little bit here, but all in the name of accuracy. And my middle name is accuracy. I'm literally by nature a detail nut. So what can I do? What else? What else do you expect? All right, move that door down. Now we should be. Yep, that looks good. Move that door down as well. Might try to make a PRR S1 LLDD. That's definitely something that I have been aiming to do for some time now. I have two iterations of an S1 and LDD. I'm not really happy with either one of them. That was right at the time that we started getting the double XL size wheels, which is really what you need for an S1, a T1 as well, if you want to build it in the 8 stud 10-foot scale. In obviously you don't have to, but if you're me, I'd like to. But yeah, we started getting XL, double XL drivers, the 3D printed ones from Shapeways, right around the time that I was starting to look seriously into the S1. And we started doing that, and I just eventually lost interest in it due to a lot of other reasons that uh, I can't. For one, I can't even remember, and two, I'd rather not get into them. I obviously don't remember, but um, I definitely would like to make an S1 someday, though. Definitely an S1 and a Q2 are two of the big Penske locomotives that I want to do. I love the S1 because it really appeals to the design side of me rather than like um, the functionality side, because obviously it's a steam locomotive. It's got to serve a purpose, and even though technically the S1 wasn't that very good of a steam locomotive, it still did serve a purpose, but it served a purpose in a way that was very artistic, and it spoke a lot to the era, the design of the time, and so I really like the S1 in that way, and it's also a one-off locomotive, and it's just generally cool anyways. So it's definitely a locomotive that I'd like to have at some point in my fleet. Byron, thank you for joining the stream. I hope you enjoy. We're working on a commission build for the Railroad Museum in Pennsylvania, the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. Um, Working on a Reading car number 800, which is a electrical multiple unit. Um, yeah, I've got to figure out another way that I can build the. Oh wait, that's easy. I'm sweating over nothing here. Need to just do one quick thing. Sometimes it takes me longer than I like to figure out a good solution for something, but generally, you know what? That's all you can do. I'm still connected to the. How can I fix that somehow? All right, I'm gonna fix that. There's no reason I should be doing that. Okay. We're gonna correct all of the issues that I had with the doors earlier. We're about to do this right now. I'm gonna delete every single part of the doors that I had, except for one, so I can reuse the parts and go from there. So the door should be one step below. So I think that means I need to disconnect it right as such. I could be wrong on those, but we'll have to find out. Let me read the chat again. Not very good at boxy locomotives. That's a bit ironic. Generally, people are better at boxy locomotives than anything else. Like mogul locomotives mostly because, believe it or not, I think they make a louder sound. I can kind of understand where you're coming from with that. Um, okay, I just need to build it up one plate. Um, on a similar note, I haven't seen the locomotive yet. It's a home locomotive for me, so I need to see it anyways. But 425, the Blue Pacific, um, that's in operating on the Reading and Northern. That's one of the loudest locomotives in history. Sorry, I'm running into problems, but I can't figure out why. Might just because I'm using this particular method of attachment, but it doesn't make any sense why that would be causing me issues as such. Okay, I'm going to try doing something else real quick. See if I get the same issue over and over again. I hope I don't, because it's really irritating and it should work, but it doesn't. And I'd like to complete the model. Okay, yeah, that's better. Sorry about that. It's LDD being stupid again. Um, anyways, I understand why moguls are nice, but for some reason, it's just they're not my forte. Actually, I take that back. There is one mogul locomotive that I really like, which is the Tahoe, the Virginia and Truckee Tahoe. I love that engine. That's actually also at the museum. Okay, I fixed the doors. We're doing all right now. We're doing all right, guys. Get a congratulations in the chat. That was annoying. And I added another detail in. Okay, we're doing good, guys. Doing real good. Except that should not be that color. That's annoying. Actually, okay, I forgot to paint it. Okay, that's fine. We're all fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I like the Tahoe. There's also, it's a like nobody knows about this, which stinks because it's an awesome project. But so obviously you guys are familiar with new build steam programs, which is like new steam locomotives built in 2018 or the modern era, 20th 21st century we'll say. So obviously like the T1 Trust, the A1 Trust, the P2 Trust over in England, the V-Force Trust, which is the next one they're going to do. I'm excited for that. Um, there's like it's like so small of a group, but it's led by it's led by like one guy, and it's in like Iowa somewhere. But there's a guy building a full size operating replica of Virginia and Truckee locomotive number one, which is called the Lion. Full size operating replica. I don't know where they're gonna run it yet, but they're working on that, and I'm so excited for that project. I love the Virginia and Truckee so much. It's one of my favorite railroads, and I'm really excited to see somebody take it upon themselves to build like a new Virginia and Truckee steam locomotive. That's fantastic to me. I'm really excited about that. They accept volunteers, so I'm really hoping I can get out there someday and help them out in some way. That'd be really nice. Might do a commission model for them to try and do a fundraiser. We'll see. There's always an opportunity for that. CN Turbo Train. That is an interesting looking train. It's got a big blunt nose on it. Made a CSX locomotive somehow. Very nice. Did the Railroad Museum give me a list of models to build? Unfortunately, no. This is the only one. They might want me to do a couple more, which I would be more than welcoming to, but this is the only one for now. Hey Zach, good to see you, buddy. Mason as well. Thank you guys both for watching. How has nobody started an NYC Hudson Trust Fund? Yeah, that would be a really good one. Hudsons have like a huge following and one of the biggest like most prominent locomotives of steam locomotives ever built, at least in America. Y6B trust. Yeah, there was actually a proposed Y6B trust for 2175, I think. I don't know. I think it was a replica locomotive because I think the last Y6B built was 2200. But yeah, there was a proposed Y6B trust actually that I did. It's on Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. And obviously it's not gotten off the ground yet. You probably would have heard about it. But you know, looking at the this kind of stinks because I gotta have this really annoying beam that goes in front of that goes over the step or in between the doors on either side just to hold the ends on, but it's kind of annoying because I really don't want to have that there so I can have other details there. But I realize that it's a museum model and it's not nobody's ever going to see the inside, and it's just out of necessity right now. If I want to, I can probably go back later and and uh, make the top a lot more robust so the end of it just kind of hangs there and just kind of cemented in place. But we'll see for now. I'm happy enough with it. No, like I said, nobody's ever going to see the inside, so we're just going to go with it for now. Okay. Yeah, delete all that nonsense. Get out of there. Okay. This is what we want. Fixed everything version. Okay. Put those down for now. I'll leave the uh, leave the screen share off for the time being, and then I'll come back at the end and show you guys my progress. Um, if you're just joining, it's just because I need to make sure that I protect myself and the work that and the amount of time and effort and that I put into these models, and just make sure that I'm being smart about everything. So I'll show you guys my progress when I wrap up, but we're doing well so far. I fixed one of the issues that I fixed a couple of the issues that I had. So that's always good. Just need to make sure that I continue with that same effort. Okay. So now I should be able to just do this, that, multi-select, this, that, clone, flip around, round it to the other side. We're all good. Yep, that's gone well. Same thing on the other side. What model am I building? Sorry, I'm building a Reading number 800, which is preserved at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. It's an electrical multiple unit, so it's a bit different from me, but it's dark green, and it kind of looks like a Pullman car. So I'm kind of at home. I'm kind of at home with it. I haven't done as many Pullman cars as I would like, but I certainly have a couple that I need to be doing. At least one Pullman car specifically that I definitely will be doing. Um, Very hard to find information on it, but I'm doing what I can. You know, research is always one of the biggest things for me, so always got to make sure that I get as much research as I can before I dive into something, or I just dive into something and find more research on the way. So whatever just happens to work better at the time. Is there a horn on both ends? That's a good question. Not sure. The vents are going to be interesting, and the roof. The roof itself is going to be interesting. That really classic Reading style curve to it. So, got to figure that out. Okay, I think it's not going to be too big of an issue. We'll see. Hmm. Sorry, I've gone radio silent. In case you're not familiar with what a Reading EMU is, this is what I'm building. I'm not screen sharing. Sorry about that. I was thinking that I was for a moment, but I'm not. That'll fix that real quick. There you go. This is what I'm building. For you visual learners out there. Preserved at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. Car number 800 from Reading. Um, the gentleman that I've been, if you didn't already know, the gentleman that I've been in contact with at the museum is nice enough to send me some drawings, several drawings, very useful drawings with dimensions, so I can get an accurate model out of this, which is always a good thing. It's one of the things that I look for the most is scale drawings and everything like that. Nick, thank you very much for joining. I hope you have a good evening. Let's see here. I gotta add a couple more parts in there. I'm really hoping that it doesn't turn out too expensive. Dark green is obviously one of the more expensive colors to build in, but I'm really hoping it's not so bad that it's just completely unmanageable. We'll have to see. I might end up building one of these for myself at some point. Although the RDC that I showed earlier in the stream is definitely going to be higher priority than an EPA for me personally. So let's see. Doors on both ends, windows on both ends. That's okay. Let's see. Stream. Yeah, definitely will. Zach, I'm gonna do another screen share at the end so that people can check in on my progress by the end of the stream. Need an interior photo of that car. I'm obviously gonna put one in because I can. Shoot. Building a second Glen? What? You need two of me? Did I say that and just not catch myself? I've done that a lot recently. I just said something that I've just like seen in chat or something like that, and then just, you know, all logic just goes out the window. That's interesting. Oh yeah, second Reading MU car, yeah. I'm trying to build this with BMR in mind, so we'll see. Went to the Road Museum around 2014 with your dad and your grandfather. Haven't been since then. Yeah, they've changed enough since 2014. They've obviously they've got 460 back out, which is obviously great. Beautiful locomotive. Did a great job with that restoration as well. I'm looking for a photo of the inside of that car, but I can't find anything right now. Kale, do you have photos? Do you have a photo of the inside of Reading 800? Would that be on your Flickr, by chance? That'd be nice to know. We'll see. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to take care of before I move on. There might be, there might not be. I'm not sure. So if I do, I could do that. Okay, that would be acceptable. That's not acceptable. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. Hey, Owen. I'm building. If I screen share again, let me get that photo back up. I can't find it now. All of a sudden, shoot. Oh well. There it is. Oh, and I'm building this. The Reading EPA class multiple unit, preserved at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. Obviously, I'm doing this for the museum. They wanted a model of Reading 800 to have on their new Lego layout. Nickel Man, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy. You too, Owen. Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. Unfortunately, you're probably coming in on the second half of this live stream. I'm probably only going to stream for about 15 or 20 more minutes. But I'm going to do another screen share at the end of that time and show everybody what other progress I have. Might not be much. I'm kind of scratching my head on what I need to do next. Probably should add the center sill of the car in just to make sure I don't forget that, because I'm thinking about it right now. I really enjoy working for a railroad engineering company because I've been able to learn a lot of terms that I wouldn't have known otherwise. Really nice. I'm able to include a lot of details that I wouldn't have been able to include otherwise as well. It's a huge blessing, really. I'll lift it. Hey, James. Glad you're still watching. Thank you. Trying to see what the center sill of the car actually would have looked like. Okay, that's a good. The drawings that he sent was actually does include one of the underside photo, not photos, but the details of the underneath the car, which is really nice. Huge benefit to that. I build the center sill now. Okay. Have that much swing there. Hmm. And just dive right into it. Let's see. Trying to make it as sturdy as I reasonably can without just doing too much. It's always the challenge. It needs to be 10 studs, 12 studs, 13 studs. I am using LDD, yes. Okay, something's going on. 2 times 14. Okay, that's fine. Oh, cool. Thanks, Zach. Did say this was going to be a chill live stream, and it's definitely that. So relaxed right now. Hope you guys are too. I did mention last week, um, in a separate live stream where I was showing off some of the stuff that Matt Gaming and Brick sent me. Was kind enough to send me. If you missed that live stream, I left it posted on my channel as well. I did mention at the end of that live stream that I would have some stuff going on this past weekend, and I did. This weekend turned out to be a lot of fun. Turned out a lot different than we initially planned on it, though. So there's Didn't want to hide that, meant to delete. Sorry about that. Turned out a lot differently than we initially planned. The vlog that I did record explains all of it, so I'm hoping that I can do a little bit editing with that and throw it up on my channel later this week, hopefully. And then, you know, this coming weekend, though, I do have something really cool going on. I am finally going to the Age of Steam Roundhouse again on Saturday. Kale will be joining me as well, and I'm really excited about it. Super happy. Age of Steam is one of my favorite preservation groups. Fantastic group. If you don't know who they are, I highly suggest checking them out, seeing what they're all about. But I'm going to visit them again on Saturday. Super looking forward to it, and I'll actually be able to uh, I'll actually be able to vlog some of that because their policies between last year and this year, when I went last year and when I'm going this year, have changed so that I can actually publicly post photos and videos for non-commercial purposes, which I'm excited about doing because the Age of Steam is just so fantastic. If you ever get the chance to take a tour, you have to keep your ear out for tour days because they're fill up really fast or they're more on the private side. Um, but the private ones usually are you're able to just go anyways because excuse me, because the groups are just happy to have people. The groups that are coordinating them are just happy to have people that are willing to pay for the event, and obviously, I'm more than happy to pay for the event. So, um, I was able to find a group on Facebook that's going on Saturday, and I joined them. They were happy to have me. Kale is obviously in the same boat, so looking forward to that again. That's coming. That's coming this I guess this time around this time next week. Once I'm definitely gonna have to edit a lot together for that. Really excited to looking forward to what's changed between this year and last year, even though I know most of it already. Um, Jurassic Park for railroading. I would say it's more like Willy Wonka for railroading. Incredible place, really. The building itself is impressive, uh, save for the fact that there's um, a seriously cool collection inside and around it. But the building itself is just seriously cool to look at. You on the tour last year, they were telling us about like the uh, foundation work that they did for it. Like the thought behind the building itself is actually just incredible. Like they wanted to really replicate an actual roundhouse in the modern era, and they did a seriously good job about it. The attention to detail was on par with like I would like to be able to get the amount of detail that they got in that roundhouse. I definitely would not even say that I'm that good, but I would like to be it someday because it's a seriously impressive operation that they've got going. I can't say enough of good things about it. Try to get on another commercial sometime. That was a one-time thing probably, unless I get really lucky again. For those of you who don't know, it's in my NMRA 2018 vlog. But I was approached by the former president of the NMRA while we were walking around that day, and he asked if he could interview me for a video that they're making that is going to be played at the California State Railroad Museum. I don't know when it's going to be or if they've even finished it yet, but that's all that I know. And so they asked me what I do in the hobby, and they were happy to have somebody that does the whole Lego thing because I explained. I actually said like, well, you probably don't want me to interview me because I'm a Lego guy, and so like, oh no, that's fine. We like what you guys do. And I'm like, well, okay. So they interviewed me. They asked me what my favorite part of the hobby is, and of course I said research because honestly, it is my favorite part of the hobby. There's almost nothing that I like more than um, researching stuff and learning about the history of American railroading and the parts that it allows me to be really detail oriented. Just like earlier, how I was being really detail oriented with the windows and everything else. And I'm sure you guys can count plenty of instances where I've been extremely detail oriented in the past, but it's just my favorite thing is learning about that kind of stuff. And they're actually really happy that I gave that answer because they hadn't gotten an answer like that before. So it's kind of a cool moment for me. I was really excited and really happy to have that opportunity, and I obviously thanked the man who approached me profusely. It's really cool thing for him to do. I mean, I know he just approached me because I was a younger face in a crowd of generally an older audience, but I don't take any shame in that. So they need to start running excursions again. Yeah, this is actually a really interesting point. With the Aegis team specifically, is that they're in a position right now where, unfortunately, obviously, the their founder Jerry Jacobson passed away around this time last year, and so obviously that changes a lot, or that has potential to change about things about their mission and what they actually are looking to, how they are looking to actually brand themselves within the realm of railroad preservation. So like everybody and their mother wants Age of Steam to do excursions again. It's just the problem is that they can only go from one end of the property to the other unless they get Genesee and Wyoming on board. Because I'm pretty sure that Genesee and Wyoming is what owns the trackage that connects to Age of Steam Roundhouse. It makes sense because Jerry Joe used to own the Ohio Central, which sold to the G&W. That's my logic. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me, but I think that's right. Researching is great until you get cars from the 70s. That's true. Kale and I have been working on some more 1970s cars, later 60s and 1970s cars for Brick Model Railroader. We've got two in mind that we're trying to get on. One of them's already completed. I just have to modify a couple things with it, and then we'll be good. And Kale is going to be working on a 50-foot box car at some point in the future. We'll be getting those out hopefully by the end of November. That's our goal right now, is to do the end of November and have a dual release. Actually, don't quote me. It's just what we'd like to do. We make absolutely no promises. There's a lot of moving parts with that, and we definitely have a lot of other things that we're doing as well. We have some secret projects going on right now uh, that we cannot share anything about because it's not up to us. But yeah, there's that going on, which is all good. Obviously, it's just we need to, and we're trying not we're trying to keep everything really well balanced on BMR, but it gets a little bit more difficult when it's just two people. Thankfully, we have other people stepping in, like the nice gentleman. His name is Gerbrand from the Netherlands, who's been a huge key in coordinating the Octrainber competition, of which there's only 9 days left. So if you guys are building Octrainber entries, you better get them done fast and enter them on the Brick Model Railroader Flickr group. Rules for entry and more information on brickmodelrailroader.com. Looking forward to seeing everybody's entries, for sure. I've been talking with a few people, and I'm really excited about what they've got going so far. Yeah, I think I would agree with you. I think JJJ would want people to enjoy his collection as well. I would like to think so, anyways. I mean, I can't speak for him, and I can't speak for the Age of Steam, obviously, but I'm sure that they're looking to do a lot more. Um, I'm sure that they're looking to get into a lot with their future mission plan. I certainly would like them to. Um, it's a great group of individuals that they've got, and seriously cool opportunities that they have to share about um, the history of American railroading. Hmm. I'm checking out the window height right now. Obviously, they'll be on the same road, on the same level. I've just got to figure out where I want that to be right now. So we're working on that. About to wrap up the stream as well. 8:30 is not too bad of a time to wrap up. Okay, that does leave me a lot of space on the top. Okay, that's one thing that I did not consider, is that door need to actually be. It definitely does. Definitely does not need to be that tall. Finding some discrepancies here with the door. It's not going to take too much to change. It's just I got to change it anyways. So causes the viewing windows on the side to be really low, and it just, it could be done better, I think. So I'm going to change that. How long did it take to file the shapeways wheels when I got them and the axles didn't fit? I don't remember. It takes a little while. Depends on how good your file is too. Um, Darn it, that's too high. Sorry about this, guys. I'm having trouble all of a sudden. this, and then let me say a few points. I don't know. I might end up going with that. Sorry about this, guys. I'm scratching my head about something all of a sudden. When do I think I'm gonna do another stream? I don't know. I unfortunately like never plan my live streams. It's just always, yeah, I feel like streaming. I'm just gonna, so I'm gonna. Um, yeah, I'm really bad about that, but I probably won't live stream again this week. But hopefully I can leave a little bit more lead time between scheduling and actually streaming the next time. So we'll see, but I don't know when it's going to be yet. So I apologize for that. All right, I'm gonna make this one last edit and then show you guys what I have and wrap up for the evening. Before I do, I want to thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot. It's really fantastic to see that a lot of people enjoy uh, watching what I do, and I'm really, really thankful for all the support that I've received over the past several years that I've been more serious. I would say more seriously doing YouTube. Even though I still don't call myself a YouTuber, which I'm definitely not. But I think that's okay that's acceptable for now. I'll have to see. There's there's some stuff that I need to think about with with the rest of the stuff that I got going on here. So I'm gonna clean up just a tiny bit, and so I can get you guys to see what I've got going on, and then we'll see about the rest. Let me read the chat real quick. Entry is never going to be finished in time. I set myself too great a task, far outside the boxing in a new realm. That's the point of the challenge. It's supposed to be really difficult. Um, Shoot, sorry about that. Hold on, just 1 second, guys. Make sure I save my work. Yeah, the BMR challenge is a foreign challenge, so it's basically something that was never used or designed in your country of origin. So like wherever you're from, you have to build something from outside that was never used in or designed in your country, designed for use in your country. It's kind of a gray area, but I think generally people get the idea. So, obviously, presents a lot of a challenge because generally most people who build anything rather is or model trains, I would say, with Lego is they generally go for what is more close to home for them, which is the whole point of the challenge is to remove that barrier. So let me finish reading the chat. Means I'm not a real tuber, not planning your streams. Exactly. You get the idea. UP 1966. I'm not sure what that locomotive is. Is that a heritage unit? I'm not sure. Strasbourg 89. Yeah, that's one that I'd like to see. I've got a friend that has a model, a really good model of a locomotive very similar to 89. I'm waiting to get the LVD file from him. He's kind enough to. He said he would share it with me a while back. It's just he's been really busy, so I haven't heard from him recently. But I'm hoping that I can get that from him because there's a couple of really good techniques that will be really advantageous for me and a couple other locomotives that I'd like to do. Thanks, Austin, for watching. I really appreciate your support. I hope you have a good evening. The BMR steam locomotive is not ready. We have had a lot of other things going on between now and the time that we were able to work on it last. A lot of things that we've had to do that we've had to change around our schedule a lot, but it's all for the better. We're not abandoned. We're never going to abandon our steam locomotive, um, but we just haven't had the time to work on it yet. Again, so far, we do have a pretty strong locomotive. We've definitely got a really good locomotive in there somewhere. We just got to need to finish building it. So, it's just a matter of just getting around to doing it. But obviously, like I said, we have a lot of other stuff going on that has to take priority right now. So once we get done with all that, we can start on the locomotive again and hopefully get it out sometime early next year, roughly. So we'll see. I make no promises, but we'll see. Um, I definitely would like to get the locomotive done. It's a steam locomotive. It'll be done when it's done. That's exactly right. But yeah, it's definitely something that Kale and I both really want to get back to. It's just we have to prioritize other things right now. So that's all. It is a heritage unit. Very cool. Southern Pacific. Very nice. I'll be interested in seeing that. See you, Zach. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys all have enjoyed, by the way. That's all that I've got for tonight. I should do the screen share real quick, show you guys what I'm leaving you with. It's probably not a whole lot different than what you've already seen. Um, if you did join late, this is my height gauge. It's my model is obviously still a little bit tall, about a stud, but I've kind of just got to go with it at this point. I fixed my doors so that they're completely flush the way that they should be. One plate gap here, little bit of material over the door, and then the material overhanging the door as well. My windows are all over there. I added glass to them, and then I've been working on the window height. I did change the height of this window from 3 studs high to 2 studs high. I'm not quite sure if I like that any better because it looks a little small the way that it is, but I kind of have to go with it because otherwise these windows were going to sit really low. And on the drawing, this window and this window are almost the exact same in terms of this line here between the top of this window and the top of this window and the bottom of this window and the bottom of this window. So I think my logic is sound for that. I'm going to go with it for now. And if I want to change it, I will. I will. And I also started the center sill of the car, which is a car building term, which is just the main thing that goes down the center of the car, like the keel on a boat, really. So, but that's all I'm gonna do for tonight, guys. I really seriously appreciate you guys for watching, especially with these unplanned live streams. I know it's not a lot of lead time, so nobody really knows what's gonna happen, even myself included. But I really do appreciate your all your continued support. I am finding, and I try not to make a big deal about this, but I'm finding that I am getting a lot more viewers lately, and I love that because my goal with doing YouTube is to show you guys the cool stuff that you can do with Lego trains. It's never a point for me to make money off of YouTube, although I might end up doing it at some point. It's never the main goal for me. The point of doing YouTube is to show you guys what I'm doing because I know that you guys are going to enjoy it too. It's why people come to my channel, and so I need to make sure that I deliver the good content that people are looking for. And I hope you guys enjoy stuff like this because it kind of gets a little bit more informal. It's like kind of here or there with, topics. It's just really relaxed and really chill. I hope you guys do enjoy it for that reason. I definitely would like to do more in the future with other builds and stuff like that. We'll see. It's all up in the air, but you know, no telling what'll happen. But I am definitely going to leave it there for now, guys. Once again, thank you very much for watching, your continued support. Be sure to check out Brick Model Railroader. The company that I work for, or co-founder, I guess, would be my title, among other things. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Twitter a little bit less so. We've been kind of bad about that. But we're all on there for if you want to see what we're up to, and then you can check out our website, brickmodelrailroader.com. If you want to follow more of what I'm up to, I'm on Instagram publicly as @Emperor of the North Pole. So you can check me out on Instagram, find out. Laundry's done again. You can check me out on Instagram, find out more what I'm up to. I do post a little bit more often there just because it's easier to post there than to make, edit, and upload videos. So with that, I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. I hope you do enjoy. If you guys have questions, be sure to, I welcome messages, private messages after the fact. So if you have a question, I'd be happy to answer them. I guess that's it. I will see you all later. Thank you for watching.